Hello, Newcastle fans. Today's video is just how we like it, packed with fresh updates, featuring 3 important stories about the Magpies. And listen, the last one is a real shocker. A major turnaround involving a young talent who, despite being doubted by many, is now silencing his critics and emerging as one of the best in the Premier League. Yes, it's about him, and the full story comes right at the end. But hold on, because before we get there, we've got 2 other updates that definitely deserve your attention. So, get comfy, because the first story starts right now. News 1. Bryan Mbeumo in Newcastle. Let's kick things off with a name making waves in the transfer market. Bryan Mbeumo, Brentford's forward and one of the team's standout performers last season. And that's no exaggeration. He was directly involved in 28 goals in the Premier League, an impressive stat, especially for a player who operates out wide. Naturally, this has caught the eye of several top clubs, including our very own Newcastle. Ever since the new ownership came in with Saudi investment, Newcastle have been linked with a number of big names. But one thing's clear, the squad still lacks a natural right winger. Minter has arrived and shows promise, but is young and still developing. Jacob Murphy, while the only true right-sided option, isn't a consistent performer. That's why Mbeumo seemed like an ideal fit. Quick, skillful, with an eye for goal and a knack for setting up teammates. But, as always, the transfer market is unpredictable. According to the latest reports from the British press, the Cameroonian forward would actually prefer a move to Manchester United if he decides to leave Brentford. And if that wasn't tricky enough, another name has entered the fray, Tottenham Hotspur. Here's the twist. Thomas Frank, the man who managed Brentford and played a huge part in Mbeumo's rise, has just taken over as Spurs boss. And it's no secret the two share a strong mutual respect. That emotional bond could give Tottenham the edge in this transfer race. Still, Mbeumo is keeping his feet on the ground. In a recent interview with Sky Sports, he spoke openly about the pressure that comes with transfer rumors. For him, it's all new, but it's also part and parcel of being Premier League player. He also said he's just had the best season of his career so far and praised Brentford's strong campaign, even though they didn't secure a European spot. When asked about Thomas Frank, Mbeumo had nothing but praise. He said the coach believed in him from day one, helped him not just as a footballer but as a person, and he believes Frank will do well at Tottenham, even with the added pressure of the Champions League. Mbeumo highlighted how Frank knows how to build strong squads, communicate with players and create competitive teams, a big part of Brentford's success in recent years. So, what about his future? That remains a mystery. Although Newcastle have shown interest, the battle is far from won. Brentford are reportedly asking for around £60 million and won't let him go unless a huge offer comes in. And with a Premier League giant circling, Newcastle could be left behind. But we've seen this story before. The market can change fast. One bold offer, the right project pitched, and everything can shift. We'll be watching closely because this transfer saga is far from over. And who knows, maybe Mbeumo's final destination will be St. James Park after all? News 2. Tonali and the Juventus rumours. Now let's talk about a player who keeps making headlines, even without stepping on the pitch. Sandro Tonali. That's right. Despite being suspended and off the field, the Italian's name continues to dominate the papers, especially in Italy, where he's still seen as a major star. The reason? Transfer rumors, of course. First it was AC Milan, his former club. Now, Juventus have entered the picture, reportedly keen to bring him back to Serie A. But contrary to what some Italian outlets have been suggesting, Newcastle United have no intention of selling Tonali, or any other key player this summer. The club's stance is crystal clear. This is a window to build, not to sell. The Newcastle project is growing. The aim is to join Europe's elite, not let go of the very names that can take us there. And Tonali is part of that core. He was signed as a key piece of this new Magpies era and remains fully supported by the club despite everything that's happened. Most importantly, Tonali himself has made his feelings known. In a recent interview with Sky Sport Italia, he spoke openly about his situation. He said he's happy at Newcastle, that he's found people who truly care about him, and that he cares about them. He talked about the bonds he's formed with the club, and that he has no intention of breaking those ties. According to Italian outlet TMW, he's already given Juventus a clear and direct no, at least for now. With that, Juve are reportedly turning to other targets, including Edison from Atalanta and Davide Fratesi from Inter Milan. On top of all that, Tonali is preparing for a huge moment in his personal life. With his suspension ongoing, he's using the time away from football to focus on something far more meaningful: his upcoming wedding to fiancée Juliette Pasto, set for the 1st of July in Italy. She revealed the date herself in an interview with NUFC TV earlier this year. In recent days, she's been posting photos from her hen-do with family and friends on social media. So, while the press speculates about a return to Serie A, Tonali is focused on a different chapter, beginning a new life, and not looking to leave Newcastle anytime soon. It's also worth noting that Tonali recently spoke about his future with the Italian national team. He admitted he sometimes misses home, but he was very clear that is exactly where he wants to be right now. He understands the scale of Newcastle project and wants to be a part of it. So, even though the rumors will no doubt continue, especially as Newcastle grow and draw more attention, the truth is that Tonali remains solid, focused, and happy where he is. And as fans, all we can do is look forward to seeing him back on the pitch and delivering everything we know is capable of in black and white. News 3. Livramento silences critics and becomes a source of pride for Newcastle. And now, finally, we arrive at today's main headline, and it's a kind that brings joy to every Newcastle fan. One of those stories that proves how football can surprise, silence critics, and show that taking a chance on young talent can really pay off. Let's talk about Tino Livramento. When Newcastle splashed out £12 million to sign him, a lot of people were skeptical. After all, he was coming off a serious knee injury and had only played a handful of professional matches. Many felt it was too risky, too expensive for someone so unproven. But now, nobody's saying that anymore. This lad is fast becoming one of the most promising defenders in English football, and that's not just hype. That praise came from none other than Ashley Cole, former England left-back and Premier League legend. He has known Livramento since his days at Chelsea's academy and always saw something special in him. According to Cole, Livramento is a player full of passion, confidence, intelligence, and a real hunger to learn. More than that, he now has a manager who truly believes in him, Eddie Howe. Cole pointed out that this belief and the genuine chance to play have been crucial in Tino's development. He's got everything to become one of the best in his position, said the ex-defender. And Cole isn't the only one full of praise. England U21 manager Lee Carsley also spoke highly of him. He revealed that, if not for his injury setbacks, Livramento might already be pushing for a place in the senior national team. He said Tino is versatile, capable of playing in multiple positions, and always brings energy, drive, and respect to the training ground. Carsley even shared that, during the early stages of Tino's time with the U21s, he was occasionally used as a right winger. That's how adaptable and eager he was. Even in tough moments, returning from injury or struggling for fitness, Livramento never stopped giving his all. He kept earning call-ups and getting minutes, proving that belief in yourself can overcome anything. And now we're seeing the results. At just 21 years old, Tino Livramento has become a source of pride for Newcastle, won over the fan base, and is showing he's got a bright future ahead. He hasn't just met expectations, he's setting new ones. Today, there's no more doubt. The verdict is clear. Newcastle made the right call. They invested in a lad who just needed trust, and in return, they got a player who could become the face of this new chapter in the club's history. If he keeps going like this, Livramento won't just be a solid fullback. He could become a leader, a reference point, maybe even a club icon. And we'll be right here, watching, supporting, and celebrating every step of his journey. Because that's what football's all about: stories of resilience, courage, and dreams coming true. So, what did you think of today's stories? Newcastle continued to be a force both on and off the pitch, chasing new signings, holding on to stars, and watching young talents like Livramento rise to greatness. If you've made it this far, drop a like. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss what's happening with the Magpies. See you in the next video. Take care.